Hi, this is Marcinek. I'm here to talk about leadership theories and how they are applied in an organization. This presentation has been prepared for EDD 830, Leadership Theory, Aspen University. The four leadership theories that I will cover in this presentation are Contingency Theory, the Continuum Theory, the Path Goal Leadership Theory, and the Leadership Substitution Theory. I will begin with the Contingency Theory. Contingency Theory was developed by Fred E. Fiedler in 1951. This was the foundation for all other situational theories. It was the first theory to identify specific situational factors that relate directly to the leader's behavior and personality. Fiedler argued that leaders' effectiveness depends upon how well the leadership style fits the environment of the work situation. Contingency theory was built on leadership theories. Contingency means it depends. So for a leader to be effective, there needs to be a consideration of the factors that influence the leader, followers, and subordinates in the situation. Leadership takes place in a situation, so leaders need to change behavior to meet those situational characteristics. This can be accomplished by getting to know the individual in the situation, adapting and adjusting to the environment of the organization, and designing a team. Contingency theory fundamentals. There are factors to consider for contingency leadership. For the followers, it is important to consider their level of motivation and capability to complete assigned tasks. For leaders, it is essential to consider personality, behavior, and their experience as a leader and how that applies to the situation. For situation, there are three variables to consider. First, the nature of the task. Second, the structure of the task. And third, the environment. Contingency leadership model. The primary objective of the contingency leadership model is to select appropriate leadership style that aligns with the situation in order to maximize the performance of the followers and subordinates. As a leader, it is essential to determine your own leadership style. The ultimate question leaders must ask is where he or she as an individual gain more satisfaction. Is it from task accomplishment or from developing and maintaining relationships? Another important aspect of contingency theory is situation favorableness, meaning how will the situation allow the leader to use power to influence their followers and subordinates. Contingency model suggests that the more control leader has over the situation, the more favorable outcomes he or she will have. What determines situation favorableness? Let's examine the three elements. First, the leader-member relationship. Leader must define the relationship by asking him or herself questions to determine if the relationship is good or fragile. Do the followers trust, accept, and have confidence in them? Second, the task structure. Leader must consider if the task is structured or unstructured. Do employees perform routine tasks that are easy to understand? Third, the position of power, strong or fragile. Does the leader have power to assign tasks, define reward and penalty, hire and fire, provide promotions or monetary raises? These three elements depend on each other. The better relationship leader has, the more structured the tasks are, the more power he or she will gain, allowing more favorable outcomes in any given situation. The contingency model helps leaders to improve their weaknesses by identifying them and then suggesting what can be done to strengthen them. For example, if a leader has bad relationships, he or she can improve this by taking interest in their employees, by listening and interacting with employees in order to get to know them as a person on a personal level. If there is an issue with task structure, the leader can provide more detailed standards, expectations, and deadlines. If the issue is fragile power, leader can obtain more power through their upper management or project themselves as an autocratic leader. Next, I will discuss Continuum Theory. Continuum Theory was developed by Tenenbaum and Schmidt in 1950s, focusing on the decision maker. They proposed a leadership style that moves away from boss-centered to subordinate-centered leadership along the continuum. Understanding continuum leadership style, just like in contingency theory, there are several variables that impact the leadership style. First, style of the boss is the leader's experience, expectations, values, and confidence in subordinates depending on the leader. He or she can be more autocratic or participative. Second, subordinates' preferred style of leaders based on personality and behavior of the followers. Those subordinates who are willing to participate are then given more independence. Third, situation would be organizational size, structure, environment, and the culture. Tenenbaum and Schmidt argued that a leader's actions work along the continuum when using the continuum theory, moving from autocratic to participatory. Examples of the continuum of the actions that a leader would take and where in the continuum they fit, starting with the autocratic. First, state the decision that is not open to discussion. 2, make the discussion and convince employees that it's a good idea. 3, present decision and ask if there are any questions. Present a decision that is subject to change based on input. Now moving into more participatory leadership style on the continuum. 5, state the situation, ask for recommendation decision, then make the decision based on the recommendation from the employee. 6, let the employees make the decision within set limits. 7, let employees make ongoing decisions. This shows how leadership actions work along the continuum for autocratic to participatory. Next, path goal leadership theory. The path goal leadership theory and model was developed by Robert House in 1971, based on the theory by M.G. Evans. The purpose of the path goal theory is to understand how the leader's behavior influences subordinates' job performance and satisfaction. Path goal theory has 2 main differences from the contingency theory. First, it does not have leader traits and behavioral variables. Second, leaders utilize situational leadership style without considering preferred traits, behavior, or motive employees to enhance performance. The path goal leadership model demonstrates how situational factors determine the leadership styles, which then affect the end result of the goal. Path goal leadership model claims that motivation is increased by 2 factors. 1, clarifying the follower's path to the rewards that are available. 2, increasing the reward that the follower values and desires. Now let's take a closer look at the subordinates and environmental factors. Subordinate situational factor consists of authoritism, a degree to which employees defer to other. Locus of control is the extent to which employees believe they can control goal achievement. And lastly, the ability level is how well an employee can perform. While environment situational factors consist of task structure, determine how easy the job, formal authority, which is the position of power, the leader, and how much they have to control, and the work group is how well subordinates or followers work together. In the path goal leadership model consists of 4 leadership styles. Directive leadership style is focused on structure and is ideal for complicated tasks. Supportive leadership style is focused on considerations and is ideal for locus of control. Participative leadership style is focused on participation and is ideal for employee involvement in decision-making process. And achievement-oriented leadership style is focused on goals. This is ideal for autocratic leadership with an external locus of control. The last theory is the leadership substitute theory. Leadership substitute theory suggests that there are always factors outside the leader's control that greatly influence the attitudes and behaviors of subordinates and situational outcomes more than a leader. Considerations within the leadership theory are neutralizers and substitutes. Neutralizers reduce the effectiveness of leaders' behavior on employee and the outcome. Substitutes eliminate the need for any kind of leadership style in case where employees are able to work independently. Both neutralizers and substitutes provide task-oriented or people-oriented support in place of a leader. Factors that can neutralize and substitute leadership when followers are experienced, knowledgeable individuals with desire for independence, not motivated by rewards, task routine objectives that are easy to determine, accomplish, and followers that are motivated for completing these objectives, and organizational, clearly defined role structures for individual teams with flexible rules and procedures with distinction between leader and subordinates, and rewards are not controlled by their leader. How would these theories be applied to our organization leadership style? I was particularly interested in the leadership substitute theory. Working in the pharmaceutical healthcare environment, one of the main concerns is the distance between the leaders and subordinates across pharmacies, distribution centers, healthcare clinics, corporate office, with some individuals working from home who do not have interactions on the daily basis with their direct leader. The roles would have to be clearly defined in terms of expectations, responsibilities, and accountabilities. In order for these professionals to work well within the type of environment where there is distance from the leader, they must be highly trained and experienced and be able to work independently and know their limitations to ask for help when needed. The leader then would need to be able to take on a supportive role. Lastly, healthcare professionals work collaboratively and they know when they need to reach out to one another without direct leadership team to manage them. Healthcare professionals are instinctively motivated individuals, and this is why I thought substitute leadership theory would apply to my organization. This concludes my presentation on leadership theories and models. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this.